Greetings everyone, Contestants 42, your lone archiver here. Today we'll be talking about the laser cannon as opposed to the HMG. The laser cannon features a lot of similarities with the HMG, but with some changes. Because of this, you can essentially use it in a similar role to what we talked about earlier with the HMG, but there is one big key issue to be aware of. This thing doesn't have any stagger force. Stagger force is your ability to knock enemies back or to keep them stunned. And because it doesn't have any stagger force, it leads into a small issue. When you're playing against the bugs, you can't keep the horde back. You can kill them really fast, and you can set them on fire, so that way you can just quickly sweep across things that are warrior-sized or smaller and just let the burning take care of them. But for the most part, you can't really just push things back. You can't keep the horde at bay. So what's the point of a crowd control weapon if you can't control the crowd other than outright killing them? Well, it's the fact that this thing's a lot easier to aim than the HMG because you don't have any recoil to take care of, and I think it turns a decent bit faster if you ask me. And because of that, it's more beneficial to run something like Peak Physique on a passive than the Explosive Resist passive because you can melee things to keep them off of you, and then you also just get to turn this thing on a goddamn dime. The key thing that it makes up for in terms of that is, well, it only has a 200-meter range. You, again, just hit the target instantly because it's a hit scan weapon with the laser. This makes it so that we don't have to account for fall off or anything like that, and you just get to aim directly at the target and it goes directly where you're shooting. Well, its damage is inconsistent by most players' stretch of the imagination. The real way that these weapons work is as they fire, they just deal a continual beam of damage that has some number of ticks per second that add up to a total of around 350 damage and 200 versus durable. If you're doing the math and set a HMG to 600 RPM, it'll have a durable DPS of 350. And this thing has a durable DPS of 200. Now, you would think, okay, but the HMG also has a higher setting, so therefore the HMG beats this in durability damage as well, right? Not necessarily. Because of the fact that the HMG is being pulled back as it shoots, you will sometimes just have things hit at slight or large angles in ways that decrease its damage. But what this thing has is, because of the way the damage works, being reduced by hitting the same level of penetration doesn't feel as bad. And additionally, the fire damage also deals durability damage. No problemo. Just doing my job. Careful if my guard dog decides to shoot a jetpacker near you, though. The big feature of being able to run infinite ammo on this thing allows you to not have to run the supply pack as your backpack slot. This leaves you open for a lot of options. I personally have been using the guard dog a lot. Because it has some stagger force from being an assault rifle, you can rely on its stagger force to keep things at bay while you work together with it to kill things. Other key things that you can use is you can use the shield pack if you're into being defensive like that. You can use the jetpack for high mobility. And you can also make good use of the ballistic shield with this thing. While you can't use it directly, the types of weapons that you'd like to be using with a ballistic shield, mainly, the SMGs and the crossbow, are all good things for being pairs with this. Because the crossbow allows you to move and shoot, which for when you're being overwhelmed because you don't have stagger force with this thing can be great. The Pummeler SMG is also very viable because of its stagger force, and the crossbow is very viable because of its stagger force. You could swap back and forth between these weapons to make good use of the laser, while also keeping things off of you. When it comes to the bots fronts, you might think that push force and stagger force isn't as needed. However, I disagree. Having good stagger force prevents a bot from shooting you outright. And even if it does shoot at you, you can make it miss, which is more than useful. And the fire damage allows you to instantly make anything with a jetpack go kaboom, and can help deal with berserkers very effectively to make up for your lack of stagger force. Additionally, because this thing doesn't really care about the angle of attack when it comes to its penetration, when you've got a factory strider that is turned towards somebody else, or you're under it at such a steep angle that you don't have the same level of penetration, this can never matter to this thing. It does not care at all because it always has the same penetration of heavy. There are two other things this opens up. One, because of its range, as long as a cannon turret is within 200 meters of you, even if you're firing high up at it in an elevated position, you don't get any decreased damage from the lack of penetration. So you can shoot them very effectively and shred right through them. Okay, you jumped the wall. And while still being useful, you don't have to rely on stun grenades as much for a long reload time, because as long as you're using the weapon correctly, you shouldn't have to be reloading. Also, that was a very close shave with that Hulk there. Let's head that way, because yeah, that barrage is going to do shit. Don't worry. Let's just get out of range of the barrage first, then you can focus on healing me. Alright, there we go. Thank you very much. More to my grenade point, this allows you to run thermites, frag grenades, or anything else you'd need for either shutting down breaches, or bug holes, or being an anti-tank weapon when you don't have an anti-tank support weapon. All good things to have in your loadout kit. Honestly, this has felt really nice. I think they put Eradicates at a perfect spot here. It felt frantic, but not like we've got no chance.
Helldiver, you are moving outside the mission area.
Calling in reinforcements.
Warning, you are leaving the mission
My bones.
area.
Also, holy shit, is this guard dog so good at dealing with berserkers. The increased stagger force is just amazing.
Helldiver, you are moving outside the mission area.
Never die.
Yeah, so it's gonna follow us this way.
Extraction shuttle inbound. Helldiver, you are moving
Oh, okay.
outside the mission area.
You know what? I'm just gonna throw you in the thing.
Landing sequence initiated. Watch where you're standing.
Uh-oh. That's the wrong side it needs to face. That's not good. If you can get inside, just go for it.
Pelican 1 preparing extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent.
Nice!
Today you've carved another foot in a long climb.
Like, that could have been easier if one of us actually brought an anti-tank support weapon. So I think that was a really good spot. And here, Box brings up in text chat about what they were feeling with the HMG in this mission. Since we have both of them, it was important to just compare a little bit back and forth between how we both felt how that mission went. Because I felt like it went awesome at the time. Well, yeah, it can't with its decreased durability. But the thing is we could still take care of, like, all of the actual threats, like the tanks, decently well still, just by getting around behind them. The issue is it's just, like, you need a lot of durability damage to deal with the Factory Strider. And, well, I had it. I was never in a good position to be able to push up to get under it. Oop. Quasar. Common mistake. Mixing up those two. Now that we've demonstrated how the laser cannon fares in a non-stop action eradicate mission, let's show off it in an IBCM mission type. A proper mission, so that way you can see how it fares against certain structures and all that other good stuff that you don't get to see in eradicate. I do like using them as a good benchmark to just start when showcasing a weapon, because it'll show up a whole bunch of different mashups, and then switching into a main mission from there. Alright, so artillery base first, and then
You are in range of enemy artillery.
the strat jammer.
Objective cancel that.
Oh, hold on, it didn't actually pop up.
Objective located.
Warning, you are in range of enemy
Why is it not letting
artillery.
me mark that? Oh, that sector tower is just part of the fucking base. Instead of flying.
Warning, you are in range of enemy artillery.
You can shoot it from here. I'm stunning everything running up the hill at you.
Warning, you are in range of enemy artillery.
Dropping stun. Ah, I got stuck on a rock and couldn't dive away far enough.
You are in range of enemy artillery. Warning, you are in range of enemy artillery.
Thank you.
Objective critical stratagem available.
I was about to say if you dive backwards, I'm landing on it, but that works.
Available.
Ready?
Warning, you are in range of enemy artillery.
Oh. There's another Hulk around the corner there. I'm stunning it.
Warning, you are in range of enemy artillery. Warning, you are in range of enemy artillery.
Alright. Where the hell is that last one? As with any weapon with heavy penetration, when it comes to these mortar turrets, the turrets on top of a command bunker, which you can also find in the fortress, and anti-air, you don't really have to worry about getting around behind them. It still does the job and blows them up very fast when shooting them from the front. But on the other hand, when you need to blow up a fabricator to take out a stratagem jammer, you don't get the luxury of just being able to shoot it with your anti-tank. You can, however, still kill it, which I'll get into in a second after we push up into it. There's a fabricator. Jeez, I got sent flying. But there's a fabricator on this side that we can throw for.
Bot fabricator. West.
I think you have thermites, so right. If you take a fabricator and shoot at it as it's got a rocket boy coming out, so a guy with a jetpack, you can just blow it up from the jetpack explosion on the inside.
Tagging map.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Southeast, 200 meters.
Let's head towards these things down here.
100 meters.
When sneaking up behind a patrol, switching to crouch will stop you from making noise. Additionally, if you dive to prone, the actual landing sound from crouch doesn't seem to make any noise either. However, I forget to recall in my guard dog. The way you can recall in a guard dog is on computer by pressing 5, which is the button for using a supply pack for yourself, or hitting the down arrow on the D-pad. Remember to do this whenever you're trying to sneak around with it. Yeah, I forgot about the drone. Oh, that wasn't considered a squad wipe. Don't hit me, that'd be rude. Don't hit me, that'd be rude. You're rude.
Calling down supply. Calling in reinforcements.
Surprised that that thing didn't get it.
Main objective nearby.
You know what? Oh, there's only 2 things here. It's the Berserker and a Hulk. There.
Rare sample acquired.
Looks like another jammer that you can
Enemy
explode?
tactical
No,
asset within range.
it's not one you can explode. I'm pushing into it while bot drop is still on cooldown. For your context, the last stratagem jammer base we went into called in a bot drop during the cut, which was very funny because we were nowhere near it. So, with bot drop still on cooldown, I'm very confident to just push up into the stratagem jammer and take care of it before we get another bot drop. I start by taking out the Hulk, as you just saw, and then pushing up one by one, taking out the jetpackers. It probably would have been more effective just to use the laser on them, but I wanted to get more feel for the Purifier at the same time because I was still getting used to the new changes for it, and loving them, by the way. If you haven't used the Purifier at some point, just give it a try. Everything in Polar Patriots is super underrated right now. Very powerful. Pummeler, Tenderizer, and Purifier, all really good. Not to mention the Verdict or Impact Incinerators if you're into that kind of thing. Make me feel monkey. E.T. Monkey. Why he no banana?
Rare sample acquired. Sample collected.
Objective critical stratagem available.
Calling in a hell bomb. Requesting orbital strike. Engaging terminal. Hell bomb arm. Clear the area.
On, I'm coming to you. We gotta go this way, and then we gotta go up towards
100 meter.
the power generator. Oh, they just called the bot drop over there. Never mind.
Bot asset. Drop ship.
Well, we kind of have to go that way. We can't just, like, keep going back and forth, so. There's only two things here. What the? Bro just knew where I was immediately. After trying to sneak around past bases goes about as well as it always does for me, I drop a 120 barrage at the location of where most things are coming from and just set up behind this rock, taking care of anything as it peeks around the corner at me. Box up on the hill just took care of that base, which you just saw pop up on the clear operation. Notification.
Mission at 30 minutes remaining.
No mag.
Roll up on the hill. Okay, I got forced down. That fortunately I can just make some smoke here and hit the deck. I might honestly just rush in and deal with these guys because I don't think I can sneak past them. Oh, okay. The auxiliary on the exact other side of the base just immediately knows. I'm throwing this, and then I'm getting over here for cover.
Firing orbital barrage. Clear the area.
I got the terminal.
Does anything about this one look weird to you? Sure? There isn't just this giant metal slab that's clipping right through my body? Okay. Well, I'll make sure to send you a clip of my recording at some point. Alright. I'm seeing what we can do to sneak into over here. It might not be much. Because I'm looking and it's looking like the one that has a shit ton of turrets. We just can't kill those that fast. There's many good ways to deal with fortress bases. My personal favorite out of all of them is mostly just throw up walking barrage and just to get the hell out of there. Other good things include just sniping out the fabricators from a distance if you don't need to go in for the high value pickup, which only gives you 4 rares and 2 super samples, so it doesn't really matter that much. Overall, it is interesting and I do like them. I kind of just wish that there was just a way to experience them on lower difficulties, as I've mentioned before on this channel. It'd be nice if they could be a primary objective in another mission in the same degree that Factory Striders are in lower mission tiers, just that way players can get used to them before having to just take them on with the full brunt of a T10 mission coming down on them. Back to the stealthy side of things. Sneaking up into these can be useful, however a lot of the bots are on elevated high ground, so you can't just like rush in there as quick. There's also lots of turrets that you'd usually find on top of command bunkers, the closest thing to encountering these, which will ragdoll you and knock you over if they hit you. Because of that, it's important to make sure that you're positioning properly and behind cover to take care of them. In this position, I set up behind this wall since I'm in this little outlet that lets me just sit there, but the problem is that precision strike did not hit that tank properly, and it's now ruining my position, and I have to get around behind it to be able to get out of here. Because of that, I do actually go for sneaking up around behind it. Defensive plus having pre-stimmed saves me from that mine, and I managed to shoot out its back. I back up around the corner and use it as added more cover, and drop a resupply because there's no way I'm getting out of here without stims at this point. I start dropping in my stuns on top of these berserkers to try and make space, but now there's just way too many for me to shoot back to back, and I end up getting ragdolled by the rocket walker. Ragdolling still. After getting my stims and turning around to see the absolute horde of them and seeing the rocket walker, I know I can't take the time to stop and shoot the rocket walker, so I get in between all of the berserkers to make sure the Halt takes care of them. Thank you, Halt. Well, literally everything has come out of the base to come towards me, so oh. Press this. Oh.
Sending down equipment package.
Requesting advanced weapons.
I now present to you one other way you can take out a fabricator with a laser gun.
Bot fabricator. Northeast, 50 meters.
Alright,
Dropping a pin. Southwest, 200 meters.
if you follow me down this way, there's a path right out of here.
Tagging location.
Alright,
South.
drone, get back in here. Well. Recover stamina, we wait for the thing to pass.
Dropship.
Alright. The patrol's past us, I'm moving.
Marking location.
In here is safe. This should be a good spot to just resupply things. Good work. I know I already said that, but that's like probably one of the cleanest bases we've infiltrated so far. That wasn't a completely true statement. It wasn't the easiest one we've infiltrated so far, but it had a really clean and interesting exit, I'll say that much. We now push up in just a regular large base. This one has a factory strider and a fabricator at the exact center of it, so I just drop a precision strike and a 120 barrage to hopefully take out those two things while moving on to the rest of the base. Do we want to bait this into shooting the fabricator, or we can just... Yep, there we go. Down. Alright, and I'm pretty sure the only one that fabricator-wise is on the other side over here. We just want to keep moving. Yeah, I don't have anything for it at the moment. Yeah, I see the thermite. You can either waste a second thermite to get off there, or you can dive there. Oh god. Stunning. Yeah, no problem. I just didn't want to stun too early and then not have you have enough stamina to get out of there. Alright.
Tagging map, southwest, 300 meters.
Ow. I forgot the top turret was still up. It's fine. We got a rock between us and it now. Except not right now. Be there.
Bag's empty.
Main objective near your position.
Ow. This main objective near our position. This is a sub-objective.
Calling in orbital strike. Dropping a pin. West, 200 meters. Objective located. Northwest.
That's the same size they always are.
Bot fabricator. North, 50 meters.
I'm gonna try and drop a 120 barrage, like, right on top of it. Yeah, it's the AT-AT that makes it imposing.
Bot outpost spotted.
Firing orbital barrage. Clear the area. Sub-objective nearby.
Launch codes will be right up here.
Tracking location. West.
That thing was not dead? I thought it started to go limp. We go.
Mission is progressing.
Thank you very much. I ragdolled as I dived away from something. Oh, hi. I'm here now. Stunning. No problem. Can you do me a favor and can you sneak back into here? I'm pretty sure there will be one more fabricator over towards our side here that'll still be up. Like, it'll be the one past that pillbox there to the left. To the north side of it.
Tactical asset nearby.
Well, I can just drop a supply at the radar station. I'm gonna be sitting still here for a while.
Affirmative.
Throwing supplies. Tagging location.
Where
Northeast.
the heck is this heavy dev? Oh, there he is. Hello, heavy devastator. Bye, heavy devastator.
I got the terminal.
Alright, then just head to main objective.
Dropping a pin. Northeast. 200 meters.
I think this is one of our cleanest T10s we've had in a long time. Oh, yeah. That's true. And I also feel like there is a lot more light bots as well. I think it actually feels a lot better. Alright, I'm actually going to pick up the sniper rifle right here. There's a lot of things that I can just snipe with it.
No mag.
Bro set me on fire from there. Alright, I'm out of ammo for this guy. Actually, you know what? I got an orbital precision strike for him.
Requesting orbital strike.
That's a very cool pose for him to be dead standing up in.
Affirmative.
You know, I really shouldn't be aiming that while I'm also, like, climbing down a hill. Looks like the movement and accuracy is awful then.
I'm on it.
So I think some of that was skill issue of not properly applying the fact that I was going downhill, and
I'm on it.
because I was falling, I should be aiming more above you. You know, I've mentioned this before, but you know how I used to play World of Tanks and a couple other things?
10 minutes remaining.
Yeah, that's what taught me leading my shots. Playing light tanks and moving at, like, nearly highway speeds on a car. Why? You know, I keep forgetting to actually re-enable this thing. I've had the one time where we got screwed over because I forgot to disable it. Now I can't remember to re-enable it. Also, since we were both in heavy, I just left her to extract immediately. Figured it was more efficient that way. Well, I'm in 125 medium, so... I know it's 129, but I'm gonna call it 125 because that's more what it feels like it should have been.
Tagging map. Southeast. 300 meters.
You have ignited the torches of liberty. Extraction awaits.
Calling in an
Uh-oh.
orbital strike.
turning daytime. That's not good. And no, I'm not just talking about the nuke going off. As much as that does make it brighter. Ah, shit.
Dropship!
Hi, game. I'd like to not be ragdolled. That would be fine with you. That worked out. I'm currently in stealth mode and haven't been spotted yet, so if you want to just stay like down here on the ridge,
100 meters.
about that far out, might be a good idea.
ETA T-minus 1 minute.
I have been spotted now.
Calling in orbital strike. Orbital strike incoming.
What is your
ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
layer sample equipped? Requesting orbital.
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
Whoa! There I go!
ETA T-minus 10 seconds.
So yeah, that was my foray into using the laser cannon after yesterday's HMG video. I'm sorry that they had to come out as two separate pieces rather than the original whole I intended them. But again, I've been having a lot of issues keeping up these videos as of late due to just trying to keep on top of so many other Halloween events and other games. The overall Jet Brigade mission was very fun, and probably my favorite major order in a good while. I have been Quintessence42, your lone archiver. If you enjoyed this content, please give it a like. If you have any feedback or advice for me, you can leave them in the comment section below. If you'd like to see more Helldivers 2 content, please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to upload daily at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And while that mission did go quite cleanly, I will say the second of the proper missions in this operation, and the last mission overall, did not go as well, but at least we still got the main objective done. Smiles. The daytime versus nighttime changes for missions can sometimes make or break how easy they are. And the enemy composition in this next one wasn't as easy. It wasn't even that interesting of a failure of a flop. It mostly was just a slow trickle burn of bleeding off reinforces until it finally, extract we just couldn't hold out. But, that's just Helldivers sometimes. I hope you have a pleasant day and or night. Freedoms, farewells, arrivederci.